It's Sunday evening and here's your Pokemon news for the week. Our top stories for this evening are that the US Homeland Security Office has released a very controversial advert showing the workings of ice, depicting a lot of Pokemon's original IP. This week, the US Department of Homeland Security turned the Pokémon IP into an advert to promote ice raids. The footage includes the Pokémon opening theme and the famous words, "Gotta catch 'em all." The video has drawn criticism for using what is classed as a franchise aimed towards young children to promote a controversial government incentive. The advert ended by showing a collection of Pokémon cards featuring the mugshots of criminals that the Department of Homeland Security is named worst of the worst. The cards have been edited to show that the weakness symbol to be the ICE logo and the Department of Homeland Security logo as the class typing. It is unclear to this date whether the Pokémon Company International has taken up any issues with this advert or whether they look to pursue the Homeland Security for IP infringement. 2 years on from its release, Paldean Fates is getting a reprint. Or is it? We've seen a brand new box announced for Paldean Fates. It's potentially going to be a Costco exclusive, however we do not know this at this point. However, it does come with 2 promos, the Great Tusk and Iron Treads, both EX cards in the full art form and which come from the original promo releases for the tins. Additional to this, there will be a jumbo promo featuring the Iron Treads EX. Alongside that will be 2 small cards of the Great Tusk and Iron Treads from Temple Forces. As previously mentioned, this has been rumoured to be a Costco exclusive, however we don't know at this point. It comes with 11 packs of Paldean Fates. Is this the start of a reprint or going to be the last product to be released before it goes out of print? Also this week we saw the release of the Inferno X set in Japan, and with that a list of the secret illustration rares and secret rares that come with this set. Now this set is released, we've also got to see the special illustration rare of Mega Charizard X, a very nice looking card depicting the entire evolution line. While all these cards do look very nice, we can only assume that the 3 Charizard cards within this set are what's going to bring the highest price tag, mainly at the start, but we'll potentially see it lower down as more of this set gets released. Depending on the pull rates, which so far seem to be quite high in the Japanese release of Inferno X, we can only hope that Phantasmal Flames has very similar pull rates. Continuing on with Phantasmal Flames, this week has seen the release of the Mega Charizard UPC on the Pokémon Center website. Unfortunately, I did sit in the queue for several hours, got several errors, the try again error, as I often get. Unfortunately then got banned from the site and was unable to purchase one myself. So if anyone has the promo, you know where to find me. Although I wasn't able to order the UPC myself, others have reported huge success in ordering the product. It's a testimony to how Pokémon Center has been dealing with the bots recently. I hope it only gets better from here as they start to flush out the remainder of the box. One thing to note is that you go into the page and you are greeted with the front card, the promo, the Charizard, the Mega Charizard X that we all know and we all want. It is the cartoon one with the Japanese text over the top of it. I find it very nice. I quite enjoy it. However, there's another card that's face down and we can't see what this is. It's led to a lot of speculation of what this card could be. However, we do feel like the answer is on the back of the box, where it does read it comes with 1 foil promo of Mega Charizard X and 1 foil promo of Orcorio EX. Could this be the Orcorio X from the Inferno X set? One that is illustrated by Shinji? If it is, that will of course drive down the price as this will be more accessible to others and thus the card will not be as rare. However, at the moment all Shinji's work is being hyped over the moon and is holding a high price tag. So we can hope that if this box does include it and this box is printed to the amount that Pokémon Center has announced, this will help drive down the price and make the card more accessible for others who enjoy the art. The Mega Gengar EX and Mega Diancie EX decks have been announced in full. Now it has been confirmed that the Haunter and the Meloetta cards within this deck are going to be promos. It does also mean that the decks are going to be highly sought after, possibly highly scalped. So we do recommend if you find them for retail price or find them for a good price, you do pick them up, because those cards, if you are a collector of promos like myself, you're probably going to need them. With both of the cards being a promo, this does lead us to think to ourselves and question, what are the extra 2 cards that they've taken out from the Phantasmal Flame set? Will we get an additional 2 illustration rares? Could it potentially have been the Meowth and the Wooper that were last seen last year in the starter decks only released in Japan and haven't received an English release yet? Celebratory Fanfare promo is now set to be released in English for the first time ever. This will be released to anyone who has achieved the Ace Trainer reward. To obtain this status, you will need to achieve 200 champion points across the entire 2025 season. These points can be attained across the TCG, VCG, Go and Unite. Once you have qualified, these cards will be mailed out to you and they're looking to get them all mailed out by the end of January 2026. However, 200 points is relatively easy to retain, so this may drive down the cost of this card and make it a lot easier for people to obtain, and thus the secondary market may be driven down a bit. It may not be as expensive as the Paradise Resort card as we all feel it might. This all depends on how many people achieve 200 points and whether the market gets saturated with the cards or not. The London Natural History Museum will play host to a Pokemon pop-up store from the 26th of January 2026 to the 22nd of March 2026. Cranbourne Boutique, located within the Natural History Museum, will be transformed into an exclusive Pokemon pop-up store. This store will be selling apparel, stationery and brand new exclusive plushes that are only available at the event. We're unaware of any other items will be available in this store, such as TCG products. We can only assume that the store will be holding exclusive items and items that match the aesthetic of the Natural History Museum. Free tickets will be required to enter the store, however they are available to purchase from the 1st of October via the Natural History Museum website. If you're unable to attend the pop-up store in person, all items will be available to purchase from the Natural History Museum website directly. With all the news out of the way, we always like to end on something a little bit cuter, and this week it's no different. The Pokémon Center website has released a bunch of Halloween plushes for you to purchase. They're very cute, they're very nice. Some of them even hang. So if you're looking to decorate your property for Halloween and you want it to look nice, fluffy and cute for Halloween, head over to the Pokemon website right now, pick yourself up a lovely plush and make your home look very scary with Pokemon for Halloween. That's all we have today. We'll see you next week.